Hello there, TJ Bellotti here. Thanks for stopping back again. All right, today, 90% of the people suck at what they do. Now, I don't mean to be provocative by saying that, and I'm not absolutely positive about my math, because, well, I made it up. But think about your daily routines. Stopping at the convenience store to get gas, going to the doctor's office and the receptionist there at the desk to welcome you. Go to the big box home repair store and the person walking down the aisle that you ask for help. The plumber that you call, the auto mechanic that you deal with, the car dealership. It doesn't matter. Of all of those people that you deal with, how many of them are exceptional at what they do? And how many of them suck at what they do? The majority of them aren't good at their job. Now, I'm not saying they don't have the skill set. What I'm saying is they don't have the attention to detail. They don't have the attitude to be exceptional, to be the best in the class of what it is that they do. I'll give you a perfect example of something that we had here happen in our house. We had a faucet on our tub that was leaking. And I tried, I believe it was 4 different plumbers. Called, left message, called, left message, called, left message. And I couldn't even get a phone call back to discuss what my needs were. I could have been a $5,000 client. They wouldn't know. They didn't call me back. I finally got one guy on the phone. Told him what I needed, and he said, okay, we'll be there. And I believe he said, we'll be there next Wednesday at 8 a.m. So I changed my schedule around so I would be here on Wednesday at 8 a.m. At 9 a.m. on Wednesday, I receive a text. He said, I am so sorry. I was called out on an emergency this morning, and then I completely forgot about our appointment. Which means, I'm sorry, I completely forgot about our appointment until just now. So I said, fine, let's reschedule. Because again, he was the only one that called me back. He wasn't even good. He's just the one that showed up. Well, he answered. He didn't show up yet. The following week, he finally showed up. When I opened the door to greet him, he was standing in front of me with dirty, muddy boots, a pair of jeans that were torn across the knee and completely frayed, an old concert t-shirt with a flannel shirt over top of it. Now, I'm not judging what he was wearing in the sense that I think he needed to have on a certain uniform, but for crying out loud, present yourself as best you can. You're coming into my house. You're coming into my sanctuary to fix something, and you have dirty, muddy boots on, torn jeans, and a Led Zeppelin t-shirt, for crying out loud. That's not exactly conjuring up a lot of confidence in me. Now, his work turned out to be excellent. He did a great job. He was very quick, and he really didn't charge me a whole lot. I mean, probably close to market, maybe a little bit under market, but if he would have presented himself slightly differently, and if he would have been on time the first visit, and if he would have returned my phone call the first time I left a message, I would use him for any plumbing need that I have. But I have no loyalty right now to him. If I had a plumbing need next week, I'd start looking for somebody else. I'd probably go back to him if he was the last option. But if he would have presented himself a little bit more professionally, he would have been my go-to plumber from now on. So what's the point of all this? The point is, most people really aren't good at what they do. Don't be afraid to get into the business that you want to get into. If you want to get into being an auto mechanic, yeah, there's auto mechanics every 2 miles on a major road. But again, 90% of them suck. If you want to get into window cleaning, get into window cleaning. There's window cleaning companies all over the place. There's guys with trucks and a bucket and a squeegee that call themselves window cleaners. Compete with them. Be better. Show up in a uniform. Wear little booties on your shoes whenever you walk into somebody's house. There are so many opportunities to be exceptional, not just be okay, but to be exceptional. But the problem is, most people think, well, I'm going to do this. And they start making plans and they start telling their friends and family, I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to go out on my own. I'm a carpenter. I'm a good carpenter. And I think I can do it better than my boss. I'm going to head out on my own. And then next Tuesday happens. Maybe I'll start next week. And then the following week, something else comes up. And they never really take the initiative to really get into it. Because a lot of people at the end of the day think, wow, there's so many other people doing this. Yeah. And most of them are no good. I have had every type of subcontractor that any business needs. Accountants, lawyers, people to work on internet problems for us, insurance agents, you name it, we've had it because we've been in business long enough that we've needed them. And I now have a really good group of people that I can turn to for any of those things. But it took me years of dealing with people that were horrible at what they did. Now, when I say horrible, I don't always mean the technical aspect of what they did. But if I have to beg who can we think of? If I have to beg an attorney to return my call for a simple question, then he's not going to be my attorney for long. Yes, I know he makes enough money to drive his Mercedes, but he's not helping me grow. He's not helping my business. Remember, at the end of the day, what we are buying and selling is time. Time is the new commodity. With the advent of all things internet, everything happens at the speed of light, literally. We used to have to send a piece of paper in an envelope with a stamp on it through the mail. It would take 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 days to get a simple letter from one person to another. 5 years ago, every invoice we had to send to our clients was mailed. Every month, I spent $80 a month on postage, sending out a piece of paper. I had a stack of mail every month that had to go to the post office. It took me half a print cartridge to print them. It took $80 in postage. It took envelopes and paper. It took me going to the post office, putting them in the mailbox, getting them to the client 2, 3, 4 days later, them opening it, writing a check, putting in another envelope, sending it back to me. The first payment I could possibly get would take a week, week and a half to get back to me. Now, we email every invoice we have. There are people that are paying me before I'm done invoicing everybody in the business. So, my point is this. With that speed at which everything's happening, everybody is looking and scratching for more time. We all have to keep up with this new speed. If you are good, you will get the business. Those plumbers that didn't call me back, the ones that made me take 2 days off of work to get that work done, won't get my first phone call back because they wasted my time. That made them suck. So next time, I'm going to find if someone's going to be here the day that they say they're going to be here, at the time they say they're going to be here. And they're going to show up, and they're going to be in a uniform, and they're going to be professional, and I'm not going to worry about them being in my house. So that I'm willing to spend my money to buy more time. And sometimes I'm willing to spend more than the actual market price for things. And so are you. We do it every day. So be the one that people turn to. Be worth that money that they're going to give you for that time. Do it with a smile and do it with a uniform. Or at least dress nice and comb your hair, for crying out loud. Have a great day. We'll talk soon.